Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Indie Night Film Festival, Indie Night on Demand. I am your host, Q Nice, and we just got finished watching the film Forever Nester, and I have the cast here with me right now. So everybody just wave, everybody. We got a few folks in here today. So I wanted to start with Katrina. Katrina, she is here with us. She is the creative mind and source behind this whole thing that we have here today. Kristen is with us. David is with us. Adrian, am I saying that right? Is it Adrian? Yes. Adrian, Kelsey, and Benson are here with us. So thank you guys so much for being here and welcome. Congratulations. So, Kira, what I want to do is I want to start with you first and talk about this film. We kind of talked before we actually started. I was talking with all of you, and it was something I wanted to say very special in regards to animation. I want to say that you guys might be only the maybe third film that we have ever had so far in the history of Indiana that's been animation, or on this lines of it. So, congratulations to you guys for that. And so how did this all take place?
Yeah, so first I located an animator and found one that we would work well together. And this was during the start of the pandemic. So because of productions had to shut down and safety measures, we weren't sure like what was safe. This was like at the beginning. I still wanted to, stay producing and writing and directing and creating my content that I love to do. So I was like thinking what I could do. And that's when the animation idea, I had a few animation ideas, and this one I was like, oh, this is really doable. And that's when I wrote it and started getting it together. And then it was really easy, obviously, to get the actors to record in a safe environment because everyone else can wear a mask. We're not filming, so we don't need like the opposite actors to have the mask off or anything like that. So it was pretty done pretty safely. And yeah.
When I think animation, I think expensive. Without getting into too many details about it, was it expensive as people normally think that it would be when you hear, the word animation? Was it like that for you? Were you pulling your hair out? Were you stressed at all? What is that?
Yes, our animation is actually, when I was first researching it and trying to find an animator, the prices are so expensive. You think maybe it'd be a little bit cheaper because you're not hiring so much crew. You're literally just hiring like an animator initially. So the prices are really, really high. But there's a way to hire overseas on a website called Fever. And there's a lot of animators, editors that you can that charge like a lower rate in other countries. So that's how I was able to locate an animator that was a reasonable rate that I can afford.
Nice. Very good. Kristen, I want to go to you for a second. And, I want to talk about how important, the voice, it's always important, but especially when it comes to animation, because we can't necessarily see you, but that personality of that character that you're playing has to definitely shine through. Did you find it challenging for you? Was it something that you were already used to, that you were already doing? How was that process for you?
Yeah, it was very fun to work on this project. I hadn't done an animated project before, but it was always a dream. And I've been really like during the quarantine, I've been, taking voiceover classes. And so I got to use some of that training on this project, which was really fun. And one thing that I'm not sure if it's always done for voiceover or animated films, but Katrina actually had a screen up with the film or like a rough cut of the animation, so we were able to see what we were
Nice.
voicing over, and so
Nice.
that kind of helped. And then just like taking your own interpretation of the lines and really making it your own. And I also come from a musical theater background, so kind of this like kind of silly and fun project like this one, it really like hit home with me. So I was very happy to do something like this.
No, that's wonderful. David, I want to go to you for a quick second because if I'm not mistaken, you played the actual human in the film, correct?
Yeah, the one human character who helps out Jazzy.
So, on one lines, we're talking about, doing voiceovers and not necessarily being seen on camera, but playing a character and how important your voice is, with that to make sure that you get the feelings across. For you, you are actually, we see you. But let's say, for instance, like, the animation, the characters that you're talking to, they're not there, or how did that work out for you? Was it difficult?
I wouldn't say it was difficult. Like Kristen was saying, we got to see what the animation was going to look like as we were working, and that helped me a lot too.
Okay.
And one of the choices that I made, just like actor brain wise, was that this human loves animals of every kind. And so just one thing I tried to do was get as much love into my voice as possible. And I think that helped me connect to the material because, like you said, like we're not seen. And so I tried to emote in that sense for the purpose of what this human character is doing for Jazzy, the flightless bird.
You did a wonderful job, man.
Thank you.
Over to our lovely couple. So good to see them again, Adrian and Kelsey. For with this particular film, guys, how was this for you? Was this your first animation kind of movie or film that you guys have done, and what was that experience like for you guys?
Go ahead.
This was my first animated film. I'd done voiceover before for a short called King's Betrayal. I voiced a pinata. So being in the realm of outrageous wasn't like new. It was just fun for this because it was, you're a bird. And I remember reading in the script, chirp. And I'm like, how am I going to make a bird noise? And then when she said, you can literally say chirp, I was like, I love this. This is exactly, I can say chirp. Oh, this is the kind of script I want to work on. So I was just like, this is fantastic. So it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I'd done voiceover before, but never for an animated project. So it was a dream come true. And it was so fun to be in the studio and see the rough cut and kind of overlay your voice to what was already there and see how it all turned out in the end.
Nice. Very cool. Thank you so much for that. Benson, I want to go over to you. Animation, very important. Voices, for this, very important. But the other piece of that, which surrounds us basically every day, is the music part, the score, if you will, for this particular film. How did this all work for you? Because this is very interesting. Did you build the score around the film? Like, would you would look at certain sections of it and say, oh, I can create something for that? Or, hey, I've got something that I think would fit inside of this. How does that process of putting everything together on the musical side work for you?
Those are actually good questions, Dave. So what Katrina did, she sent me the cut of the film, and then as I watched it, I developed the themes for all the characters and the sound effects, and I gradually provided a lot of cues to her, and then we worked back and forth, and then we made finalizations on the actual score. So it was more back and forth, but yeah, pretty much all the scoring was done through me though, and is all unique compositions for the film.
Did it take you a long time to do it?
Yeah, I think in total I sent her about 100 tracks. So almost about a 2-month process, and we were just cutting back and forth. Yeah.
So what are you guys going to do with all those extra tracks that weren't used? What happens with that? Use them for the next one, or how does it work?
Oh, I have no idea. They're just sitting on my computer right now, though.
There you go. All right. Very cool. That's very important, man. Definitely very important. So again, it's wonderful to have you here. That is also an area that I dive into as well, along with doing voiceovers and composing different pieces of music for film or scoring. So definitely kudos to you and kudos to all of you. Katrina, I want to start back at the top with you. And I just want to talk about, again, animation and this taking place, and this being maybe the third and fourth film here at Any Night in History that has been animation. When individuals see this, when audiences see this, what do you want them to come away with?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I definitely want them. I definitely, with my stories, I like to just touch on a deeper topic, but have it be lighter and comedic. And it is about societal norms at the root and what we think is appropriate for people to participate in and things like that. So it is. So I want them to get that, but I also want them to have a good time and like come away with like, oh, that was really fun. That was really cute. Yeah.
Very cool. You know, and in this day and time of what we're dealing with the pandemic, even though things are opening up and vaccines are going around or being distributed, we always need to be able to smile. We always need to be able to laugh. Those things are very important and they are healthy. So we have to definitely keep that in mind. And this is a wonderful film that you all were a part of and that you created. And so that's something that we need right now. So I would say to each and every one of you here, from the music to voice to acting to producing, directing, we need you. So please keep doing what it is that you are doing. Last but not least, before I let you guys go, I want to start with Katrina at the top and then work my way down. That if you guys have any social media, if you have a website or anything like that that you would like to plug, we definitely want to make sure that we get that out there so we can have followers and supporters, make sure that they keep up with your movements and what's going to be coming up next. So Katrina, let's start with you.
Yeah, so you can check more of my work on my website, katrinasabrail.com. Also, you can follow me on social media on Instagram, and that's at Master Contender, and that's Master, and then CON, the number 10, 10, and then DER.
All right. Thank you for that. All right, Chris, what you got for me? Kristen?
So sorry. Yes, if you want to check out my website, I post a lot of updates on upcoming projects there. It's kristen-daniels.com. That's KRISTEN-daniels.com. And then you can also follow me on Instagram, and that would be at Kristen Daniels, but it's spelled KRIS10 Daniels.
All right, Kristen, thank you so much for that.
Thank
David,
you.
headed over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Instagram is just at David Shawshik, SASIK, and then website super simple, davidshawshik.com, SASIK. Thank you so much for having us, man.
David, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. All right, to our lovely couple, Adrian, Kelsey, whichever one of you guys would like to start first.
I'll go ahead. You can follow me on my website, www.kelseyredmond.net. And for Adrian,
I'm at theadriangomez.com.
Nice. Thank you guys for that.
Make it easy.
Benson, how about yourself?
You can follow me at my production company. It's www.theaudiocoalition.org. And my Instagram handle is Benson Lai, BENSONLAI music. And that's pretty much it. And thanks for having us, Dave.
Yes, indeed. Thank you guys so much for being here once again. We really appreciate it so much. So again, the name of the film? The name of the film is called Forever Nester. And we want you guys to make sure that you check it out right here on Indie Night Film Festival, Indie Night on Demand. And again, to each and every one of you, we thank you guys so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you go to our social media at Indie Night Film Festival or Indie Night FF and check us out, and you can see what's going on over there. And as we always say, why wait once a year to be seen and miss all of this work in between? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Indie Night. I'm your host, Q Nice. And as always, I'll see you around the world.